Hello everyone and welcome to another card video. Today we're using some brand new love monsters from Your Next Stamp. We're taking this piece of Bristol smooth white cardstock and Avery removable adhesive label. And we're doing some ink blending with Distress Oxide inks. I'm starting with Twisted Citron for some ground. This repositionable label sheet really is nice. You can use it for so many different things. Down now so I can do the sky. So the sky is Distress Oxide Broken China. And I'm like a ninja. Quick like ninja. So I have the ground and the sky and it looks beautiful, but I want to add some more stuff. So I've got this Heidi Swap stencil and it has hearts and circles and stars, but I just want to use the hearts. Okay, so I've masked off everything else and I'm ink blending Distress Oxide Candied Apple in my hearts just lightly. I'm lightly ink blending, I guess, these hearts, and then once I have them all lightly ink blended, I'm gonna break out my distress sprayer. So you take a distress marker or any kind of marker, actually, most markers fit in there, and I'm going to spritz some splatter. And typically heart splatter in red kind of makes it look like blood and it's kind of scary and goofy, but this worked out really well. I was surprised. So I moved it over and I'm just adding some more hearts. I'm overlapping some just to add some more hearts into the background. So I've lightly ink blended them and now I'm spritzing the splatter. So here's the reveal. It looks like hearts floating all around the background. And voila. So I'm cutting it down with the Your Next Stamp stitched rectangle die like I always do, the second to largest, and we're gonna start with our images. We're gonna do some masking of the images. So I've got one of the monsters from the set and I've cut him out of some masking paper, and I'm using the other part of the masking paper to block off the sign. He's holding a sign on the stamp, and I don't want him to hold the sign. I'm actually gonna make him hold another monster. So I'm just inking him up, and I'm using this piece to block off the sign portion. So here he's stamped, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I can fix it. Whatever doesn't stamp perfectly perfect, I can fix it. So I don't want, when I first did this card, I had them stacked perfectly on top of each other, and that looked like cheerleaders, and these monsters were not cheerleaders. So I'm kind of offsetting it or making it a little wonky. So here I am masking off the bottom monster before I stamp this monster the exact same way, masking off the sign and just inking up his arms and his body. And he's going to be on there like this little guy is struggling to hold up this other guy. And it worked out in the end. So I've got all three of the monsters that are in the set stacked on top of each other for this card. These are like the minions. And then I've stamped and colored another monster that's in the set, and he's like the leader. He's the leader of the monster pack. But now that we have them all stamped, I need to fix the areas that were not perfectly stamped. So I've pulled out my Copic multi-liners, and you use the multi-liner to color in, because you can kind of see where it's supposed to be, where the lines were not filled in properly. And then a trick is to use a white jelly roll pen. If some of the sign popped out, like if you got a little bit of ink where you didn't want it, use a white jelly roll pen and color over top of it, and it almost erases it. If someone complains that they can see some white jelly roll pen on your card, you call me, okay? So this is where it got really frustrating. And it wasn't the technique, it was just the marker had splooged all over my card. So I started coloring the monsters in the combination that I thought would look good, and the first monster was perfect. It was great. I loved him. Moved on to the second little orange monster. Not too difficult, just 3 color combination. I'm not an excellent Copic colorist, but right when I changed this marker, wait for it, I pointed out to you. There. Look at that. Do you see that? So I started over and I was so mad that I didn't record it because I had to cool off. So I started over and did the whole thing over again. But I will have a Copic color map on my blog if you're interested in the colors. I stamped in VersaMark on some Lawn Fawn black licorice cardstock the sentiment. It says, "I've got a monster crush on you." And now we're doing some white heat embossing with Hero Arts ultrafine white embossing powder. And we're going to use one of the smaller stitched rectangle dies from the set to cut out this sign. Now my monsters are going to be holding this sign up. So I've got to cut out a little notch, like 2 notches from his thumbs. And I tried to round them a little bit, but I probably could have done a better job. Anyway, the little monsters are holding this sign. I've got a little bit of liquid adhesive Ranger Multimedia Matte, and then I secured it tighter with a piece of this double-sided tape. So that sign is secure. It's not going anywhere. So I've adhered some craft foam to the back of the panel, and then I've got some Scotch 3M foam tape on my images, the stack of monsters. And then I actually added an action wobble to the main guy, to the leader of the monster pack. So he wobbles. And that's pretty much it. That's my card. If you're interested in the colors or anything else, just go on over to my blog. I also have, photos over there, and I tried to write up exactly what I did. Check me out on Instagram, and if you're interested, I have some video footage of my son and how me and my husband both work from home.
That was a big fart.
Yeah. Is that a big fart?
Yep. That's a big fart too. I did it 4 times. I did it 3 times.
Mommy has to do some work.
But I want to pick you up.
You want to pick me up?
Yeah!
Come on. Pick me up.
That's my underwear on me.
Nobody needs to see your underwear. But you're a big boy for wearing underwear. Who has beards? That's your beard?
Yeah. And why my hussy?
Who else has a beard?
Bubba?
Bubba has a beard?
And not Sissy.
Not Sissy.
And not Lottie.
No.
And not girls.
Not girls. Does Daddy have a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 of us have beards.
You have a beard?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. That's a good beard. Mm-hmm.
And why am I hussy? Why are you?